What's going on, guys? Welcome back. So today we're going to begin expanding the United States and looking at what the U.S. kind of identified as manifest destiny. Manifest destiny. It has to do with land and how much land that was controlled. And so you got to remember, America starts off as just the 13 colonies. Manifest destiny is how we, the United States, get from those 13 colonies to our 50 colonies and controlling from the Atlantic to the Pacific. All right, so first thing we need to understand about manifest destiny is that it all revolves around land. And this equation is important because land equals money. And that can be money from trade, farming, manufacturing, like building factories and stuff. So you got land equals money, money equals power. So land equals money, money equals power. And this is what kind of drives the idea of manifest destiny. That desire for power, to be the biggest and the strongest and the baddest. All right? So there's 4 ways that land can be obtained. So as we look at this, now that we know why land is so important, we got to understand how to get this power, or how to get land. Now there's 4 ways to do this. There's 4 ways to do this. You have number 1, you can take it through war. All right, so you can take it. The example of this would be the American Revolution. The United States, the colonies in the United States take that land from Great Britain. American Revolution. That's one way to do it. The Mexican-American War. That's how we got a bunch of the southwestern states. We'll talk more about that as we move on. The second, so you got war. You can buy it. You can buy it. This would be how we got the Louisiana. It becomes known as the Louisiana Purchase. Again, which we will talk more about, but these are the 2 kind of most common ways to obtain land, how to get it. So take it through warfare, buy it. The third option is through a treaty. Through a treaty, we get Oregon this way. Oregon is obtained via a peace treaty or a negotiation, treaty or negotiation, either one. And then the 4th one is an offering. It's given to you. Someone just says, here, take this. Here, you can have it. This is an example of how we got Florida from Spain. That's how we got Florida. Now, this idea, land equaling money, equaling power, finding the different ways to take it, is all tied into this idea of manifest destiny. Manifest destiny. Now, manifest destiny, when given a definition by the United States, was defined as, the U.S. kind of defined it as obvious fates or obvious results. The United States said it was obvious that they were going to expand west. It was fate for them to have control of land from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean. Not only was it obvious and it was fate, but it was God's will. It was God's will for this to be done. God wanted America to be from Atlantic to the Pacific. If he didn't, he would stop it. That was the belief of manifest destiny. Which meant that ultimately America would have control from sea to sea. America would have control from one sea all the way to the other. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to look at a primary source that kind of showcases manifest destiny. Once it pulls up, let's get this erased. I don't have an eraser. So what we need to look at and to understand, we're going to look at this picture here. And what's important about this picture is that these pictures like this were used to explain why manifest destiny was necessary and why it was needed. All right, so I'm going to move up a little so you can see. And so there's three observations that need to be made from this image. All right, so if you're looking at a compass, right? North, south, east, west. Never eat soggy waffles. The people are going from east to west. They are migrating from east to west in the picture. Now, you can tell by the wagons how much stuff they're carrying. It's whole families, men, women, and children. That these are permanent moves. So you can see that they're going from east to west. You can see that these are permanent. These are permanent moves. These aren't temporary. They aren't just visiting. They're not just traveling for fun. They are permanently moving and settling in these regions. And then, if you look real close, there's a cross sketched and etched into that rock. It was tied to a religious purpose. a religious purpose. They believed that this needed to happen, that this had to go down. And they would use images like this. They would print and spread images like this to spread the idea and the desire for manifest destiny, for people to migrate. You know, you can see it's a whole lot of people doing it. And so when people would see this picture or look at this picture, you can look out. There's clear lands. It's empty. And if you're staying in a place that's overcrowded and overpopulated and there's not much room and not much space, move west. Move west. Pack up the family and the kids. Put all on a caravan and move west. God wants it to happen. And that was how you would see images, pictures that were used. See, there may be people, especially during this time, that weren't literate, but everybody can interpret an image. Everybody can look at a picture and decide what's going on. And what you see in this picture, what people at that time would see in this picture, is empty, fertile land. As long as they moved west, they would see this image and say, manifest destiny. God wants us to move west. We're going to leave this overcrowded place and we're going to permanently move and settle out west where there's land to be had. And this idea would start to build and this idea would start to spread. And so we're going to stop here for today. And what you guys are going to do is you're actually going to interpret an image like I just did. And then you're going to complete a timeline that shows the growth and development of the United States from 13 colonies till we controlled from Atlantic to Pacific. And those assignments will be on Canvas for you to complete. If you have any questions about the notes, about the assignment, about how we got to this point, reach out to me and let me know. And as always, have a great day.